Well, summer break is coming to an end, and that means it's time to gear up for back-to-school shopping. Well, now we know this can be a time of the year that can be costly for parents. So this morning, we are joined by local blogger and avid couponer, Jenny Martin. Now, she's the creator and writer behind Southern Savers, a free website that helps you easily find sales and coupons for stores across South Carolina. She began her blog 15 years ago. Oh my goodness, 15 years, and it's become so popular, especially for a lot of folks across the state. Jenny, thank you so much for joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. All right, so basically what y'all heard is she is the woman to help you save your money. All right, so we got to talk about it. First up, when it comes to back to school shopping, we need to start early.
We do. So the sales have already started, and the hard part is that they are going to end mid-August. School might not have even started back, but they're moving on. Halloween's right after. So the stores are turning the plan over quickly, and you need to already have your plan shopped out.
All right, so that's procrastinators. We cannot procrastinate this year. We have got to start early. Next up, double your quantity. Explain that.
So we see sales every fall. We do not see sales in the spring. I don't know about you, but my kids in one box of crayons, it's not gonna work.
No.
So think about what is on the list and just go ahead and buy two.
Yeah, that's a really good thing to keep in mind as well. So that way you're not always having to constantly go back. Now, something else you said, you wanna stick to the basics. What does that mean?
I do. So this is my best example. We can all go get a name brand notebook. This guy's 10, 12 bucks.
Woo!
Or we can get a house brand notebook. I mean, there are house brands when it comes to school supplies. 35 cents.
Oh.
This is a really big difference
Exactly.
for the same product.
And the product's gonna be just as good.
Right.
You're literally paying for the name.
You are, exactly.
That comes with so many different things. You're paying for the name. All right, something else that I love that you talk about is splurging, because sometimes we do have to dig a little bit deeper in our pocket.
We do, and it's worth it for some particular items.
Okay.
So backpacks are a really big one, getting a backpack that's gonna make it through the year. So kind of going with those quality items, and that I don't wanna have to buy 4 of these. I don't want 4 lunch boxes to get us through the year. Another big one that we found in our house are binders. And going with the more expensive binders. We've actually owned this one for 4 years. Can you imagine your kids getting through a binder for 4 years? So yeah, and you'll actually find when you pay for the more expensive ones, they actually have lifetime guarantees.
Oh, I didn't even know that.
Right, so it's worth it in the end, as long as we don't go with something that our kids will hate in 3 or 4 years.
Right. Also, shout out to your children. Look how clean this binder is. I thought this was brand new.
It has a little sticker at the bottom, but we're good.
I love it. You're doing good, Mama. All right, so next up, we want to skip that licensed gear. So basically, we know kids love brand name things.
They do, but the problem there is, just like I mentioned, they're probably not gonna love that same brand in 3 or 4 years. So that's not gonna help me get the most out of my money, but it's also gonna cost a lot of money. Anything that's licensed costs more. So get some stickers, let them decorate. This is way cheaper than going with the original licensed gear.
And this is so smart too, because just like you talked about, kids' wants and needs and likes change like every couple of months.
Right?
Right? You know, just like we see in society, things that are popular one day may not be popular the next day, so this is gonna save you money.
It is.
Oh, such a good
Very
idea.
much so.
All right, something else I love that you said, we have to think used. Here's a reality situation. A lot of us are balling on a budget, right? And so that means sometimes we need to get used things.
We do, and this is a great example. This was in our house this year. My husband, shout out to my husband. We love Facebook Marketplace. And having a kid that needs a graphing calculator, 140 bucks.
Woo.
New. We actually just grabbed this one. Whoever in the Midlands sold it to us, thanks. 50 bucks on Facebook Marketplace. It didn't have a cover, but we found that too, 4 bucks on Amazon. So we just saved 90 bucks by looking for something that your kids didn't want it after they were done with Algebra 2. What kid wants to hold on to it, right? So the parent's happy to sell it to you. They got their 50 bucks and we just saved 90.
Oh my goodness,
There's
okay.
a lot of things in that category that we can get used. So any big technology that your kids need, I wouldn't buy new. They're not gonna take care of it. So spending a ton of money for that tablet, for even the laptop, grabbing used for those items is a great way to save you money and for you to not be frustrated when they break it.
Such good information here. And then I want to ask you this finally. So we know that a tax-free weekend is coming up. Should you wait to start for tax-free weekend, or should you go ahead and get into some of those sales now?
So what I would recommend on the little items, grab them now. Most of those items come tax-free weekend will be sold out, actually. The stores will be insane. So saving the 6% on a 50-cent pack of crayons, not worth it. What I would do actually is go for your larger ticket items, your backpacks, your shoes, your clothes. Those are great things to grab. And not to forget that tax-free weekend applies to online shopping the same way it does in store. So if you kind of see that parking lot on tax-free weekend and like don't want to go in, that's fine. I can shop the Target deals online. I can shop the Walmart. Still going to get tax-free.
Oh, Jenny, thank you so much. I have learned so much, even just for myself. We appreciate you and your wisdom.